Welcome to my YouTube channel, where we break down the science of natural healing, inflammation, hormones, and longevity so you can work with your biology instead of against it. There is a quiet misconception in skin and care that strength comes from using more of a single powerful ingredient. In reality, biology rarely works that way. The skin, especially aging skin, responds best to synergy. That is the interaction of multiple compounds working together to support repair, signaling, and resilience. Castor oil is a perfect example. It is often praised as a miracle oil for wrinkles and collagen. Yet, when it is used alone, it can actually limit the very benefits people are hoping to unlock. For senior women, this matters more than most realize. As estrogen levels decline with age, collagen production slows, skin barrier function weakens, and hydration becomes harder to maintain. What you apply to your skin no longer just sits on the surface. It interacts with immune cells, fibroblasts, and signaling pathways that determine whether your skin repairs itself or continues to thin and wrinkle. This is not cosmetic. This is biology. Here is what the research shows. Castor oil is rich in rhinolic acid, a fatty acid known to support circulation, reduce inflammation, and enhance penetration through the skin barrier. That penetration is powerful, but penetration without balance can be a problem. On its own, castor oil is thick, elusive, and lacks key micronutrients needed to stimulate collagen-producing cells called fibroblasts. In other words, it opens the door, but it does not fully deliver the message your skin needs to rebuild. What is happening at the cellular level is surprisingly similar to how habits work in the brain. One signal starts the process, but without reinforcement, the change does not last. Skin behaves the same way. It needs hydration signals, antioxidant protection, and lipid diversity to shift into repair mode. In this talk, you will learn why using castor oil alone is not enough, which complementary oil amplifies collagen signaling, and how a simple nightly blending protocol can improve skin texture, elasticity, and wrinkle appearance over time. We will walk through the neuroscience of skin aging, the psychology of consistency, and the practical science-backed tools that make this approach work in the real world. If you have ever wondered why some natural remedies disappoint while others quietly transform the skin, this is the missing piece. Let us break it down. As we age, the skin does not simply wrinkle because time passes. It wrinkles because the biological instructions that once told skin cells to repair, thicken, and stay elastic begin to weaken. One of the most important of these instructions is collagen signaling. Collagen is not just a structural protein. It is part of a communication network between skin cells, blood vessels, and the immune system. Castor oil earns its reputation because it interacts with one specific part of that system very well. Personic acid increases microurculation and mildly stimulates prostaglandin pathways involved in tissue repair. This means blood flow improves, warmth increases, and the skin becomes more permeable. Think of castor oil as opening the roads and traffic lanes to a construction site. Materials can now arrive more easily. However, here is the critical limitation. Castor oil does not deliver the raw building signals fibroblasts need to produce new collagen efficiently. Fibroblasts require a variety of fatty acids, antioxidants, and lipid messengers to switch from maintenance mode into repair mode. When castor oil is used alone, it improves penetration but lacks the diversity of inputs that aging skin requires. Research in dermatological lipidomics shows that youthful skin contains a wide spectrum of fatty acids, including linoleic acid, oleic acid, and antioxidant-carrying lipids. With age, this spectrum narrows. The skin barrier becomes rigid, less responsive, and more prone to dehydration. Applying only a thick, elusive oil can trap moisture temporarily, but it does not retrain the skin to function better. This is why some women report heaviness, clogged pores, or dullness when using castor oil alone. The oil seals, but it does not communicate. And skin, like the brain, responds to communication. A useful analogy here is exercise. Walking improves circulation, but it does not build muscle unless there is resistance. Castor oil improves circulation and penetration, but it does not provide resistance signals or building blocks for collagen synthesis. Here is where senior women need a different strategy. Instead of asking one oil to do everything, the goal is to create a signaling environment. That means pairing castor oil with another oil that supplies missing instructions, especially antioxidants and collagen-supportive fatty acids. Have you noticed how some routines feel nourishing at first, but stopped working over time. That is often a sign that the skin adapted but did not regenerate. In the next section, we will explore exactly how postmenopausal skin biology changes and why blending oils becomes not just beneficial but essential. After menopause, skin aging accelerates in ways that are often misunderstood. It is not simply about dryness or wrinkles appearing faster. The deeper change is hormonal signaling. Estrogen plays a direct role in collagen synthesis, skin thickness, and wound repair. When estrogen declines, fibroblasts become less active, blood flow to the skin decreases, and the lipid barrier becomes thinner and more fragile. Here is what the research shows. Studies observing postmenopausal skin consistently find reduced collagen density, slower cell turnover, and impaired antioxidant defense. This means the skin is not only making less collagen, it is also more vulnerable to oxidative stress from sunlight, pollution, and even normal metabolic activity. This is where relying on a single oil becomes a problem. Aging skin no longer responds well to one-dimensional signals. It needs layered instructions. Castor oil helps penetration and circulation, but it does not supply antioxidants or essential fatty acids in meaningful amounts. Without those, oxidative stress continues to damage collagen faster than it can be rebuilt. There is also a neurological component here that often goes unnoticed. Skin cells contain receptors that respond to lipid messengers in a way that mirrors neuroplasticity. When the same weak signal is repeated night after night, the response diminishes. When a richer, more diverse signal is applied consistently, cellular responsiveness improves. Think of this like learning a new skill. Repeating a movement without feedback leads to plateau. Adding feedback and variation leads to growth. Blending oils provides that feedback. Another important factor is inflammation. Low-grade inflammation increases with age and directly suppresses collagen production. While castor oil has mild anti-inflammatory effects, it is not enough to counteract age-related inflammatory signaling on its own. This is why some women see temporary softness, but no long-term change in wrinkles. Here's a practical insight. Aging skin prioritizes safety over repair. It is more reactive, more cautious, and slower to change. Your job is to create an environment that feels safe enough for repair to occur. That environment includes antioxidant protection, balanced lipids, and gentle stimulation. Now, we come to the most important question. What oil actually completes the message that castor oil begins? Among the many natural oils studied in dermatology, one stands out consistently for aging skin, especially in senior women. That oil is rose hip seed oil. Rose hip seed oil is not just a moisturizer, it is a signaling oil. It is rich in linoleic acid, alpha-linolenic acid, and naturally occurring vitamin A derivatives. These compounds are directly involved in collagen synthesis, cellular turnover, and skin elasticity. When applied consistently, they tell fibroblasts that repair is both necessary and supported. Here is what the research shows. Linoleic acid deficiency in the skin is associated with impaired barrier function and increased wrinkle formation. Rose hip seed oil replenishes this deficiency. At the same time, its vitamin A compounds gently stimulate cell renewal without the irritation commonly seen with synthetic retinoids. This makes it uniquely suited for mature, sensitive skin. When blended with castor oil, something powerful happens. Castor oil enhances penetration while rose hip seed oil delivers the instructions. One opens the door, the other speaks the language the skin understands. Think of castor oil as a courier and rose hip oil as the message. Without the message, the courier has nothing to deliver. Without the courier, the message never arrives fully. Together, they create a coherent biological conversation. Another advantage of rose hip seed oil is its antioxidant profile. Oxidative stress breaks down collagen faster than age alone. Antioxidants neutralize this process, allowing collagen to accumulate instead of being constantly degraded. Over time, this can reduce the appearance of fine lines and improve skin tone. Here is a simple protocol framework. The goal is not quantity, it is consistency and balance. A small amount of castor oil combined with a larger proportion of rose hip seed oil creates a blend that is absorbable, effective, and gentle enough for nightly use. Have you noticed how the most effective habits are often small and repeatable rather than dramatic? Skin repair follows the same rule. Many women report that when they switch from using castor oil alone to a blend, the skin feels lighter, more responsive, and calmer. That calmness is a sign of reduced inflammation and improved barrier signaling. Having established why rose hipseed oil complement castor oil, the next step is understanding how to apply them together in a way that the skin actually responds to. The science is clear. It is not about slathering on large amounts of oil, but about timing, ratio, and gentle application. Too much castor oil can create a heavy barrier, while too little rose hipseed oil may fail to deliver the necessary signaling molecules. A simple research-backed protocol is to blend 1 part castor oil with 2 to 3 parts rose hipseed oil. This creates a texture that spreads easily, penetrates effectively, and provides both circulation support and collagen stimulation. Begin with freshly cleansed skin. Cleansing removes excess debris and allows oils to interact directly with the epidermis without interference. The application should be gentle and deliberate. Using the fingertips, warm the blend slightly, then massage it into the skin with upward circular motions. Why upward motions? Gravity naturally pulls the skin downward over time, and this gentle lift during application encourages microculation and tissue responsiveness. Think of it as training your skin the same way you train muscles with progressive resistance. Here is what the research shows about timing. Nighttime is optimal. During sleep, growth hormone peaks, circulation is steady, and repair pathways are most active. The combination of castor and rose hip oil during this window creates an environment where fibroblasts can function efficiently. Consistency over weeks rather than sporadic application is the key. Another crucial factor is absorption time. Allow the blend to sit for at least 30 minutes before touching the face with clothing or bedding. Castor oil opens the pathway. Rose hip oil sends the repair signals, and premature wiping or rubbing can disrupt the process. Think of it as sending a carefully written message. If you crumple the letter or drop it before it reaches the recipient, the message is lost. A practical behavioral tool here is ritualization. Incorporate the blend into a nightly skin repair ritual. Dim the lights, play calming music, and focus on the tactile sensation of the oils. The nervous system responds to these cues by lowering stress hormones like cortisol, which otherwise degrade collagen. Over time, the ritual itself primes the skin for better repair. If you are finding these insights valuable, take a moment now to subscribe. The channel provides ongoing science-based tools for optimizing skin, sleep, and overall vitality, especially for senior women navigating age. Related changes. Finally, pay attention to feedback. Notice how your skin responds over 1 to 2 weeks. Increased suppleness, smoother texture, or less dryness are early signs that the fibroblasts are receiving the correct messages. The next part will explore additional techniques to enhance this blend, including supporting nutrition and lifestyle factors that amplify collagen signaling naturally. While the topical blend of castor and rose hipseed oil is powerful on its own, the skin's response is amplified when combined with supporting lifestyle and nutritional strategies. Collagen production does not occur in isolation. It depends on the availability of amino acids, micronutrients, and a low inflammatory environment. Protein intake is essential. Fibroblasts require specific amino acids such as glycine, proline, and lysine to build collagen. Studies in nutritional dermatology show that insufficient protein in older adults correlates with thinner skin and slower repair. A practical tool is to consume a high-quality protein source at dinner, such as fish, eggs, or legumes, to provide building blocks during the body's overnight repair cycle. Vitamin C is another critical factor. It is a coactor in collagen synthesis and acts as a powerful antioxidant. Research indicates that topical vitamin C or dietary intake from citrus fruits, berries, or leafy greens can enhance collagen density and improve skin elasticity. Pairing this with the oil blend maximizes fibroblast efficiency because the skin has both the instruction from the oils and the raw materials from nutrients to act on. Hydration also matters. Even the most effective oils cannot function optimally if the skin is chronically dehydrated. Adequate water intake combined with, say, tantric foods or a light hydrating serum before applying the oil blend ensures that lipids and signaling molecules penetrate efficiently and that cells remain responsive. Think of hydration as the medium through which the message travels. Without it, communication breaks down. Stress reduction is another lever. High cortisol levels break down collagen and impair skin repair. Behavioral interventions such as meditation, controlled breathing, or even a 5-minute mindful ritual during oil application can significantly lower stress hormone activity, creating a more permissive environment for regeneration. Neuroscience research consistently shows that the skin has its own micro-high and neuroendocrine network, meaning mental state directly impacts repair. Lastly, gentle stimulation can enhance results. Massage or microerculation techniques improve nutrient delivery and fibroblast activation. While vigorous rubbing is unnecessary, slow, deliberate circular motions for 2 to 3 minutes per area encourages both blood flow and lymphatic drainage. A simple, actionable framework emerges. Combine the castor and rose hip oil nightly. Support collagen synthesis through protein and vitamin C. Maintain hydration, reduce stress, and stimulate circulation with gentle massage. These interventions layered together create a comprehensive approach that aging skin can respond to rather than just a superficial temporary treatment. The final piece in creating lasting skin transformation is monitoring, fine-tuning, and integrating long-term habits. Many women start new routines with enthusiasm only to abandon them when they do not see immediate results. Skin, especially after 50 or 60, requires patience because collagen turnover is slower and cellular responsiveness has declined with age. Understanding this timeline is essential. Research shows that noticeable improvements in skin elasticity and wrinkle reduction can take 4 to 12 weeks of consistent, optimized intervention. Tracking progress is simple but effective. Take weekly photos in consistent lighting. Observe texture, hydration, and subtle changes in elasticity. Keep a brief journal noting the blend ratio, time of application, diet, and sleep. This not only provides feedback for adjustment, but also leverages behavioral psychology. Tracking creates accountability, reinforces consistency, and primes the brain to maintain long-term habits. Fine-tuning the oil blend is equally important. Some women find that a slight increase in rose hip seed oil improves absorption, while others prefer a slightly thicker castor oil presence for areas with more pronounced dryness. Listen to your skin's feedback. Skin is not passive. It communicates through sensation, tone, and hydration levels. Adjust gradually rather than making abrupt changes, allowing fibroblasts to adapt and respond optimally. Another layer to consider is synergistic lifestyle support. Adequate sleep, especially deep, slow-wave sleep, is critical for collagen synthesis. During this phase, growth hormone peaks, oxidative stress is minimized, and fibroblast activity is enhanced. Pairing the nightly oil ritual with consistent sleep reinforces the repair window. Exercise, particularly weight-bearing and resistance work, also stimulates systemic collagen production, indirectly benefiting the skin by improving circulation and tissue signaling. Finally, emotional engagement matters. Viewing your skincare routine as a mindful, self-nourishing ritual rather than a chore transforms adherence and effectiveness. Neuroscience demonstrates that positive expectation and focus can amplify physiological responses. When you approach the nightly application with intention and awareness, fibroblasts respond more actively, inflammation is reduced, and repair is optimized. In short, the long-term strategy combines 3 layers: the correct topical signaling castor and rose hip blend, nutritional and lifestyle support, and behavioral consistency reinforced through mindfulness and monitoring. Together, these create an environment in which aging skin can not only slow degeneration, but actively rebuild structure, elasticity, and youthful resilience. In this discussion, we have unpacked the science behind why castor oil alone is insufficient for senior women seeking to improve collagen elasticity and reduce wrinkles. Castor oil opens pathways, enhances circulation, and improves penetration, but without complementary signals, fibroblasts remain understimulated. By pairing it with rose hip seed oil, rich in essential fatty acids, antioxidants, and vitamin A derivatives, you create a complete biological message that encourages repair, strengthens barrier function, and supports long-term collagen synthesis. We also explored how post-menopausal skin changes. The decline in estrogen, slower fibroblast activity, reduced lipid diversity, and increased oxidative stress require a more nuanced approach than single-ingredient treatments, incorporating supporting lifestyle practices such as protein and vitamin C intake, proper hydration, stress reduction, gentle massage, quality sleep, And resistance exercise amplifies the effects of the oil blend, creating a synergistic environment for skin repair. A practical takeaway is this: create a nightly ritual. Blend 1 part castor oil with 2 to 3 parts rose hip seed oil. Apply with slow upward circular motions on freshly cleansed skin, and pair this practice with supportive nutrition, hydration, and stress management. Track your progress with weekly observations and photos, adjusting slightly based on feedback from your skin. Consistency, intention, and patience are the keys to sustainable results. Here's the challenge tonight. Set aside 5 to 10 minutes to prepare your blend and apply it consciously. Focus on the sensation, the ritual, and the intention of nourishing your skin and supporting collagen synthesis. This small, deliberate action begins a chain of positive biological and psychological reinforcement. If this guide resonates with you, consider joining our community by liking, commenting, and subscribing. By doing so, you gain access to ongoing science-backed strategies designed to optimize your mind, body, and life. Remember, transformation is rarely instant.